it just started spiraling out of control there at probably the end of the first or start of the second quarter. What's going through you guys at that point where it's just getting out of hand and the lead is stretching?
Yeah, it sucked. It was a bad feeling. It was embarrassing. They came out and hit us in the mouth. We couldn't recover. You got to give them credit for being a disciplined team.
Curious like we've talked before about elimination game, and you were saying play each possession. Well, it's it's your last, and play a certain fashion. How early could you tell that you guys weren't doing that at the level it needed to be to win this game?
When we got down big, it happened pretty fast. They were getting whatever they wanted on the offensive side of the ball. So it's hard to get going on offense. It's hard to get going as a team if you're giving up points, that many points. 44 in the first, 37 in the second, 81 points at the half. It's tough to get going.
Just have one more follow-up. Just curious, you obviously when you came in, it was a rush, and then you get hurt and lose 3 weeks, and trying to piece this together. Maybe just speak to the challenge of all of that, and then you get in the playoff series where you don't have as much time as you would like against a team that's really good.
Yeah, if I provide context, it'll just be looked at as an excuse. We just got to be better next year.
Kevin, I know you've been asked a lot about that in the last couple of weeks, and I'm not trying to provide excuses for you or anything like that, but for a player like yourself who rarely looks like you're pressing, you rarely look uncomfortable, just how did you feel on the court for these 11 games in terms of getting to your looks, getting to the shots you normally get to?
I feel good sometimes. I felt good in Spurs. It wasn't consistent. Shots that I felt good leaving my hands, didn't go in, But it was just the name of the game. It's frustrating for sure, but just keep working, get back into the gym, keep getting prepared. That's really what it is. The routine don't stop. The crafting of my skill don't stop. Just keep working from here.
When seasons end for you, how do you process them both instantly in like the first 24 hours and then over the course of the off season?
I'll just try to control what I can, which is working extremely hard and putting a lot of preparation into the game and my skill, and then just being present for the organization wherever they need me at any point, just making sure my phone is open and, the dialogue is there, So I'm sure we'll check in with each other throughout the whole summer, but I just think my job is to continue to keep getting better and keep finding ways to get better as a player.
When you look at your time here and just the way that the season came to an end, how do you view kind of the outlook here in terms of, okay, we have this, and this is kind of what we need moving forward?
Yeah, it's hard right now to see what the future will hold for our team, but, we got a good foundation, good infrastructure, we can build on and move on from this and learn from it and get better from it. But it's a hard question to answer right now. I'm sure that, as the summer and off season starts to progress, we'll figure that out a little bit more.
Kevin, your efficiency numbers probably weren't where you wanted them to be this series. Do you attribute that to your defense? Was it a lack of chemistry with the team, a combination of both? What do you attribute that to?
Just didn't make shots. It was all on me, to be honest. Like I said, I feel like I prepared the right way. I took the shots that I want to take. Sometimes I probably rushed a lot of my looks this playoffs, just trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's all going to fall back on me. And so I watched film throughout the summer, watched different actions that I was in throughout the year, and see how I can just keep improving.
You didn't have any threes tonight, and that's unlike you to not take any three-point shots. What did they take away?
That's pretty normal for me, to be honest.
Well, so
I felt like I chucked a lot this year. Once I got here, and some of this series, I felt like I just chucked a lot of threes, but usually I'm not really a high-volume three-point shooter, so I just try to get to my spots. Maybe I should shoot more threes, but I just try to be aggressive going downhill as much as I can.
Katie, you know what winning championships is about. Do you think this franchise needs significant change to have a real chance?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, obviously, you always want to make tweaks regardless. Whoever win the championship this year, I'm sure they're going to try to add to their team too. So I feel like every year, it's the GMs, coaches, players' job is to get better and find ways to adapt and become a better team. So I'm sure we'll make adjustments.
Kevin, I'm sure the reflection comes a little bit later, but what's something that you think you really learned this year? It was a year you've never had before, being traded midseason and overcoming a lot. What's something you feel like you've learned?
I don't think I learned anything new about myself. I mean, it's just an experience that you just got to go through. I mean, the last 2 years have been some new experiences for me in the league. So, just embrace it all and move forward, to be honest. I know what type of person I am. I know what situations I was getting into. I understand what may happen. So I'm not blindsided by anything. So just keep pressing forward, to be honest.
Kevin, even with this sense of disappointment at the end of everything coming to a close, you mentioned the infrastructure that you feel confident in. This is a situation you obviously requested to come to. So after a postseason stretch here, what about the infrastructure that you saw before you got here are you still feeling pretty confident about moving forward?
Yeah, I am. I am. I had a great time playing with these guys, getting to know these guys, living in Phoenix, playing for Coach Monty, playing for the staff, so just more reps, that's all. Just more reps to that. Continue to keep building with one another. We need to understand each other on a different level individually and as basketball players, and I think that'll come. So we'll see what happens, Definitely frustrating and disappointing and embarrassing to lose. But losses happen, and it's about how you can get up and keep pushing and figuring out ways to become better. So that's really what the mantra is, just keep adjusting and seeing how we can come back better.
3 more, Greg, 10:30.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, man. Thanks. How much did you guys miss DeAndre and Chris?
It's always good to have extra bodies in the playoffs. It was tough losing guys, but, guys, this is the next man up mentality. Love how Cam played tonight. Jock came in and gave us some great minutes throughout this whole series. So you got to tip your hat to them. But, injuries happen, and, so you got to figure it out. And I think guys came in and played extremely hard. So, but obviously we'd love to have more bodies out there.
You knew Joker was a great player, obviously, before the series started. Is there any different level of respect or anything about his game that changes once you compete for a series?
Nah. I always have respect. I always knew how great he was. Always watching these guys, you know what I'm saying? All the great players in the league. Not surprised that these guys are good, especially somebody like Jokic. I've been watching him, playing against him for a minute now since he hit his peak as a player. So, no, I wouldn't say I learned anything new. Great team, deep team, multiple guys that play well together, great continuity. Been together for how long Mike Malone been there? 6 years. That's a good advantage to have. When you know your coach, you know the players on the team. You got a system in place for that long. So, no, I wasn't surprised at all. Jokic is an all-time great. I'm gonna go down as one of the all-time great centers to ever touch a basketball. So, he went out there and did what he was supposed to do.
Very last one.
Katie, just back to the game for a sec. It was 27-26. And then they run out 17 points. What happens at that point that the game got away from you guys so quickly?